So my name is Karen Burrowes. I'm Operations Director for Vertas. So I am 44 and just through the last year I have found myself slap bang in the middle of perimenopause. I don't think I did know initially. My job sees me out and about a lot, meeting all of the great people we're working with, making sure our customers are happy. I've always loved getting in my car, always loved jumping behind the steering wheel, seeing different parts of the country. And one day I was driving to Southampton, so it was probably for me about a 3.5 hour journey. Beautiful day, the sun was shining, and I was driving along quite normally as I would do on the motorway, and I got frightened. I petrified, frightened. I've driven all of my professional life. I enjoy it. I didn't know what happened. There was nothing that frightened me. I just had a level of anxiety that felt like I was being shoved out of a plane. Of course, I pulled over at the closest services. Maybe is it blood sugar? What's going on? Went into the services, grabbed a Lucozade, phoned my friend. I was like, I just need someone to talk to for a minute. Something really weird's happened. Kind of just passed it off as a bit of a weird freak situation. Got back on the road, got to Southampton to meet our security teams. Had a great visit, met great clients, met great teams, and headed home again. Scared me a bit though, that was very odd and unusual. Anyway, a few weeks later, I was driving and I just felt overwhelmed again. And I felt nervous and I started to get hot and I started to just not feel myself. And this is the second time this has happened now in quite some time with no real reason for it. So anyway, I started to get a little bit nervous about driving on kind of busy roads. So that was kind of the first sign really, this level of anxiety for no reason that I could explain, just bubbling away. That kind of happened on and off for the next couple of months. We got into what you could call summer that we've just kind of had, which of course brought hotter days. And it became really apparent to me that I would be sitting in meeting environments, in important meetings. I'd be getting hotter and hotter. I'd look around the room and think, am I the only one getting hot? And it would get to the point where I was sweating, and I was then becoming quite self-conscious about the fact that I was, which would make it happen more. And it would, goodness me, I had to excuse myself and pop to the ladies and take a few deep breaths and just get some fresh air. So these are two big symptoms of perimenopause, two which I didn't really realise were linked directly to perimenopause. So from there, I kind of just, I suppose, brushed it off, busy in my day-to-day life, busy at work, happy doing what I'm doing as just a bit of a blip. Maybe I was feeling run down, or maybe I wasn't eating often enough or something. So just kind of brushed it off. Hot sweats kept happening, getting more and more self-conscious, wasn't talking to anyone about it, and just kind of thought it's the summer and I'm busy. I then started to get what I now know is called brain fog. So you've probably all got to the point where you've gone to the top of the stairs at home to get something, and you get to the top of the stairs and you think, why on earth am I here? So you go back down again, and then you remember at the bottom of the stairs what you did, and you go back up again. Well, that's kind of how brain fog feels. And I would be in a meeting and I'd think, goodness me, have I just covered that off? Or do it? And I'd find myself saying, I'm not sure if I've mentioned to you, but this is something that I think we really need to have a look at. And I'd almost start doubting myself a bit. I happened to then go and meet a really good friend of mine for lunch one weekend, who's actually a menopause coach. And it was a hot day, so I thought, and we were sat having lunch, and I said to her, goodness me, excuse me, I'm just getting quite warm at the moment, I'm not coping very well with this summer. And she was like, oh, tell me more about that. And so I got into it some more, and was talking to her about, and also the weirdest thing is I got into the whole anxiety driving and getting a bit more forgetful about some basic things. And she put a knife and fork down and she said to me, now, sorry to tell you, but she said it might be worth you getting checked out for perimenopause. You're probably at that time in your life where it could be something that's affecting how you're feeling. And I'd never really thought about it before. And she's been through it, so she and I are of a similar age, and she just helped me understand how normal it was, and actually just the raft of symptoms that there are relating to it. And she recommended that I go get my bloods checked, which you can do with your GP, or you can do privately. I ended up going privately. The reason that I chose to do that, and everybody is obviously free to do what works best for them, I went and did, I think it's called a Well Woman test. So I went privately and paid, because they test you for everything, your vitamin levels and everything. And it was really useful for me to see that my hormone levels were affected, but also that I was low in vitamin D and some other things that I was then also able to do to help myself. So that was really how I knew that I was going through perimenopause with the help of my friend. However, if you are feeling any of those things, or you just don't feel yourself, it is worth having a look into whether perimenopause could be something that's contributing. There are so many symptoms that could be a cause of that, or as a result of that. I've heard somewhere that there's over 100 symptoms. So my 3 or 4 they're not exclusive to the only things that could be as a result of perimenopause. So I really would urge everyone to go and have a look online, look at all the resources that are out there, because it's a real eye-opener. I heard a really good stat actually from Davina McCall, who has done so much around menopause and raising awareness about it. She gave a statistic that 25% of women go through perimenopause without any symptoms. 50% of women go through menopause or perimenopause with an amount of symptoms that don't drastically change their life, but that can affect them in one way or another. And 25% of women go through perimenopause or menopause with really severe symptoms that can affect them physically and mentally. So it really is a different journey for everybody.